I'm a firm believer that very often the anticipation and anxiety around how long the pain will last hurts way more than the pain itself. And I think intrinsically we know this. When we know the sprint or push-up hold or wall sit will only last 15 seconds, it makes the discomfort exponentially more tolerable. And it does so immediately. It's like, oh, 15 seconds? Okay, no problem. But if someone just yells out, start sprinting and don't stop until I tell you to, do a push-up hold or a wall sit until you hear a whistle, your mind immediately becomes consumed with how long will this last? What if it's 3 minutes, 5, 10, then what? The task itself, regardless of how challenging, is almost always manageable. And there's a quick little anecdote for you that brought this to the forefront of my mind again. So, yesterday I had a migraine, and it's been a long time since I've had one, but something triggered it, and it hit me, and it was the usual, room started spinning, head pounding, pulsing right behind my eyes, which, the light started bothering me so much that I had to keep them closed for most of the day. Yesterday was a lost day, and it came on during my morning workout, 7 a.m. intervals, and it was just a tough experience, right? My trainer's having me go from jump squats to decline push-ups to sprints and on and on. And it's a workout that's hard enough to do when you feel incredible, right? When you're energized and feel like $1,000,000. Let alone a headache that's almost debilitating, right? And the internal dialogue immediately emerged. Like, hey, say something, right? Do we call it off? Imagine how this is going to feel 40 minutes from now. It's going to be unbearable. You can't do this. That's the chatter going on in my brain. But ultimately, I don't know if it was pride or what, but I just made the decision. We're down here. He obviously drove here. Let's finish. And the footage is pretty funny to look back on. He took some, iPhone shots, and it's like, I look like I'm openly weeping the entire workout, just like the pain in my face, just pouting to myself as I do an ab circuit, right? But here's the reality. As awful as that was, you take it one set at a time, and even that misery is manageable. I finished about 90 minutes later, went upstairs, turned the lights off, and was in bed until dinner, right? But as I got up and kind of decompressed, I just kept thinking, dude, that sucked so much. And you did high intensity interval training in the heart of that chaos. And some of you might hear this and think I'm boasting or trying to sound cool. I promise you I'm not, right? Here is the reality, and why I think this matters to begin with. It has nothing to do with being special. Nothing. It has everything to do with how strong we are when we break life down into short intervals and stop looking at the work in totality. We can do the miraculous 15 seconds at a time. Even when our head's exploding as we're doing jump squats with the 20-pound medicine ball. I harp on this because it is the essence of greatness. To me, it's not just semantics, it's not just words, right? No one can run a marathon, but we can run 1 mile 26.2 times. Same thing? I think not. And it's the fear of the adversary in its entirety that stops us from dismantling it. We can do incredible things when we take what's in front of us and conquer it. Only what's in front of us, one step at a time, one brick at a time, one action at a time. The way you build a media company is the same way you run 100 miles. You just jump into it and tackle all the little, and sometimes not so little, obstacles as they emerge. As though you're jumping into a river and dealing with the current in real time. Do I ever want to do that again with a migraine? Hell no. But guess what? I know I can. And somehow that perspective made today's workout a little easier. I guarantee you in your world there are things you either consciously or subconsciously shy away from because in totality they just seem like too much. But the things that will transform you, that will change your life, they are too much. Way too much. They're bigger than anything you can handle in one bite. But no one's asking you to do it all at once. The answer is in doing it, period. Jumping into that river or stream and navigating it piece by piece. Now, there is so much power untapped residing in you, waiting to be released into the world. But you have to understand you are the gatekeeper of your own mind. Understand that you are the one slowing you down. You are the only one who sends permission slips in your life. When you get that, when you truly understand, life becomes an assortment of pieces waiting for an architect who can build, run, fight, create, endure, whatever it is, in 15-second increments for however long it takes. And my thought, well, I'll leave you with this. Right now, this moment is your time. But you have to gift yourself permission to make the most of it. Even when the conditions aren't ideal, even when the road seems long, at some point you'll look back over your shoulder and be shocked at the ground you covered 15 seconds at a time.